Boom, boom. Alright, listen, I put a quick coat of seal on here just to see, to give me an idea how it may look once it has some type of a shine to it. And as much as I did like it, I don't like it for two reasons. One is the wood itself is a little too dark. The other is, with all this roughness, that's just a dust collector, and with no way of cleaning the dust off it. So, because that'll catch every rag and you'll never get the dust off of this thing. So, still liking the shape, however, what I may do is what I did with this one. This was just as rough as this one. Different piece of wood though, different kind. I was able to get in here with the sander, and I took all the roughness away from it. This is taped up for a reason. I'll show you in a minute. This split right here is going to get filled. But meanwhile, I'm thinking maybe I can sand this down to make it smooth like that one and still, excuse me, maintain the shape. So that's where I'm at. Well, I'm going to try this new stuff just to see how it works. Change the subject for a second. Our phone bill, our cellular phone bill, runs $122 a month. Now that's with 3 phone lines and mobile internet. Well, it's wherever. I could put the thing in my pocket if I wanted to, and run it as an internet. So as long as I have a cell connection, I have internet. It's a little black box. It's about 4 by 4 by maybe 3/4 of an inch, ½ inch, somewhere around there. And I use it in the truck, and I keep it as my mobile internet. It's almost like taking your cell phone and tethering it to a computer. Same thing. But in this case, it has its own number and it's its own unit, so my phone is still my phone. And in my case, it cost me $10 a month. Not a big deal. So it's worth it. So meanwhile, $122 a month. That's what it costs. Now it's a little high, but it's actually cheap. But meanwhile, I went and I bought the new phone. I bought the Note 9 last month. And even that, I'll tell you the truth, I like Samsung. And I like the Notes. I don't have tons of them, but I probably got 4 or 5 of them laying around. And they all still work fine. It's just that the Android version is a little outdated for some of the apps that I need to use. So, and it can't update to the version that I need because it's an older phone. If that makes any sense to you. So I bought the Note 9 at the time. They had a pretty good deal on it. Not a super deal, but a pretty good deal considering. And I'm going to wear that word out. So anyway, to make a long story short, I bought the phone. Paid for it, bought it outright. I don't want contracts. I want nothing on the phone. I just want to have my phone bill as it always was, $122 a month. If I need a new phone, I'll buy it. Now, when you have no contract, see, I have no contracts with them already, so I don't want to reopen a contract with them. Because every time you go to the phone store, you know, AT&T for anything, especially if you're talking to a person in an AT&T phone store, they're out for themselves because they make a commission as well as a small salary. In some cases they get paid, but they have to make that pay back in commissions and more. Otherwise they won't keep them on. So basically they have to produce. So I don't like making changes because you never know. So I buy this new phone and I pay cash for it, which means I don't pay activation, because if there's no contract with them and I just have the phone number, I'm paying for the phone number, they don't charge you activation. And if I change the phone from one to another, they don't change me activation. You know, if I change the IMEI number or whatever it is, you know, one slot to the next, they don't charge you activation. If I go over here and I tell them, listen, I need a new card because this one doesn't fit the phone, they give me a new card, no charge, no activation fee, no nothing. And that's the way it always worked. Now the wife is also a retired employee from a company that was here a long time ago that honors the contract that she had with the other company. Same with the medical insurance. But meanwhile, I go buy this new phone. And I get a phone bill the next month, $156. What the f is this? I said, this is wrong. So I said, I got to call them. Well, you know what? I don't know about you, but I hate calling any of these places because it's like you're the one that's wrong, you know, and they're doing you the favor. And you're on the phone forever with these people trying to explain something to an idiot. So, to make a long story short, I sent them $130. I said, until I find out what's going on. So I sent them $130. So I get another bill this month for $156 plus a $5 and change late fee, because I didn't pay the other one off in full. I only sent them $6, $7, $8 more or so than I owed. I was short, purposely short, because I was just, you know, let me pay something just and see what they're talking about. Well, I get another phone bill, $156 plus $5. I gotta call these people because it's not gonna go away. Yeah, I figure sometimes because it's an ex-employee, you know, it has to go and follow its track. So sometimes it takes a month to catch up. So I said, well, let me give it another month. That's the only reason why I was waiting. And once it gets entered in and the computer sees it, it'll make the changes and everything will be fine. Well, that wasn't happening. So I called today, and luckily, I got a Southern girl on the phone, and from Arkansas, and she sounded to be maybe in her 40s. I'm not going to say for sure. And, you know, so let's just say she's mature enough to understand what's going on and to basically care what's going on, because some just don't care, some just can't understand it, you know, and that's all there is to it. But I'm on the phone with her. I explained to her the concern. I had told her, Liz, her name is Kimberly, but I can call her Kim. So I said, well, thank you, Kim. I said, here's the problem. A few months back, I needed a new phone only because mine couldn't be updated high enough to run a program, an app that I need to run with the department. So I went to the store. It's their store. It's not a reseller. It's actually an AT&T store, AT&T employees and salespeople. And I said, I went to the store and I bought and paid for, in cash, a Note 9. I said, because I didn't want a contract and I didn't want my phone bill to change. And I don't want things to change in general, because every time somebody goes into the billing, they screw it up. As you can see, she goes, oh, I understand. She says, I hear it all the time. So meanwhile, we're talking, and you know, we're talking about Arkansas and Connecticut, and fire departments. And she used to hang around the fire department with her grandmother and help wash the trucks because it's all volunteer. And you know, she was a real down-to-earth person. So you know, we're just bullshitting. We're talking. We're enjoying ourselves and getting things done. So I says to her, I says, you know, I didn't want changes. So why am I getting a bill $30 more or $20, $25 more than I was when I made no changes? I says, you go back to June or July. Let's go back to June and back. You can go back 1 month, 2 months, 5 months, 10 months, whatever you want to do. You're going to see my phone bill has always been $122. She says, yeah. She says, yeah, you're right. I said, so why is it now $156 when I didn't make any changes? Well, let me check, she goes. So she's checking, she's checking. Now, we ended up being on the phone for about 48 minutes. Well, I got on the phone with her at 11:20 and got off at 12:10. 50 minutes. And she's going through every month, every bill, every line, because we got 4 numbers, every line. The 3 numbers for the phones, and the mobile internet is another number. I can put that SIMs into a phone and have a phone if I wanted to. But meanwhile, that's what it is. She's going through each one. She goes, when you bought the phone, the Note 9, did you pay for it? I said, yeah, I paid for it. I said, so there should be nothing there. I said, there's no activation on it because I have no contract with you. And all we did was take one SIM, take it out of one and put it in the other. She goes, well, I show 3 IMEI changes. I go, yeah. I said, well, that's because my wife took my phone. I says, and I don't want to sound like an asshole, but I really shouldn't have to explain this to you. However, I will, because you're a nice person. I says, I took the Note 5, gave it to my wife, who had a Note 4, and she put the SIMs into her Note 5, so now you're going to show a different IMEI number. Meanwhile, I said, there's no charges for that change. She goes, you're right. So she's looking and looking and looking and looking. Well, what happened was, this asshole that I bought the phone from at AT&T added a premium insurance policy to the new phone. And I never asked for that. Right? He even asked me, do you want, I said, no, I don't need insurance on it. I take care of my phones. Right? He added that. It was over 20 bucks. So that right there alone brought the phone bill up, and then with the taxes on that, you know, the next thing you know, we're up to 20 some odd dollars, 26 change, which would start getting me close to where we were. All right? I said, this guy's wrong. I said, you know, I want a credit on this, and I'm going to go back and see this guy. She goes, well, I'll put it in because we have it on report who bought the, you know, who sold you the phone. I said, we better tell them about it if they care. I says that this guy put that on there to profit him for himself because they make a commission on it. Right? Yeah. So they make a commission on this stuff. And like I said earlier, they have to earn. See, they're given X amount of dollars a week.